This right here is a Steam Deck. The amount of meat riding that comes to this damn device is second to none to literal porn actresses. I released a video recently on my channel comparing the Ally X to the Steam Deck. What I said in that is just objective facts. On paper and in actuality, the Ally X outperforms the Steam Deck in every way imaginable. And I'm not saying that because I got some kind of sponsorship or something I'm trying to protect. I don't even know how to say the name of ASUS. Is it ASUS? 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 Holy shit. Die one time, quit the game. Let's go. If I have any biases, they're informed biases. You only need a couple takeaways from the previous video to understand this one, and they are: SteamOS is not unique, Windows on the handheld is not as bad as they're making it out to be, and performance matters. In this video today, I'm gonna do something that you guys are probably not used to. A YouTuber actually responding to you. I could have dunked hard as hell up on the Steam Deck, but I dialed it back a little bit because even though I don't like it that much, I do appreciate what the Steam Deck did for our community. This is the future of gaming, in my opinion. But to be stuck in Delulu land and pretend like this product is still the best there is, that's just not true. There's no amount of dislikes that's gonna make me lie about that point. And it seems like every tech reviewer I go to, they pussyfoot around this conversation. They don't ever give a definitive answer. They always hit me with some BS like, oh, it's up to preference at the end of the day. It's up to preference.
These are both premium devices that really come down to personal preference.
It's really subjective, and it's really going to come down to personal preference.
I really don't think you can go wrong with either one. It's just going to come down to what kind of gamer am I personally.
There's already enough Steam Deck glaze videos on the internet for me. I'm going to do my part as a Windows PC handheld owner, and I'm going to actually talk about the realities behind these things. What you see in front of you right now is not the original Ally X I've been recording with. This is actually a brand spanking new Ally X, because the Ally X I originally started with pooped out on me. I'm not touching it. What the fuck is that? This happened days after I dropped my original Steam Deck vs Ally video, and I had to send it off twice. This is the result of the first time. That's why this response video took so long, because it took like a month and some change just to get it back. And I'll be honest, I said to myself, yo, low-key, you kind of deserve this shit. You talking bad greasy about the Steam Deck. Part of me actually believes that the Steam Deck owners came together and they summoned like a spirit bomb and nuked the hell out of my Ella. So people don't think I'm biased. I'm actually gonna document my entire experience with RMA and my Ally. I got this video timestamped, so jump to the relevant section about that if you want to hurry up and see that bit.
Shut up, doo-doo garbage! Doo-doo garbage! Yeah, doo-doo garbage! Say it again! Doo-doo garbage! Don't ever call me doo-doo garbage! I work hard to be where I am now! Don't you ever call me doo-doo garbage! Doo-doo garbage!
The tone of this video is going to be all over the place because I'm responding to active critiques on me. People calling me biased, people saying that I'm like a corporate sellout for some reason. I don't have an allegiance to a company. I have an allegiance to good product. So when I talk about things, I talk about stuff that I know about. That's why I went out of my way, even after spending $855 on this fucking Ally X. I went out and bought a Steam Deck, which ran me another $600+. Without counting this video, this is only my third tech review video out here, and I'm already being attacked by fanboys. Speaking of fanboyism, the collective outlook and behavior of a group of people concerning a subject which, when challenged, results in an antagonistic, passionate, and unreasoned response. This is what the Steam Deck community at large is currently suffering from. Something that they're accusing me of, but don't notice that's what they're doing right now. Rather the Steam Deck is a topic of discussion or not, there'll be like some fanboy in the comments section with a testimonial saying some shit like, oh, I've owned every PC handheld in existence, and I returned every last one of them and kept the Steam Deck because it's just so much better. The UI, the OLED screen. How is this the same community saying they can't afford the Windows-based handhelds because they're too expensive, so they opted for the Steam Deck, yet you all still somehow got all the money in the world to afford all of these devices, every one of them being damn near close to $1,000 in this economy? Like, get real. PC handheld gaming It's kind of in like this like Renaissance era of sorts. Whenever I see a new handheld hit the market, I'm actually really impressed because even though the market is being oversaturated, at least it feels like the market is being pushed forward. I just get really happy. I'm like, wow, this is what an X would be like if it had an OLED. But a part of me knows that there's a Steam Deck fanboy somewhere that's just foaming at the mouth whenever they see a new product come out. And they're just like, Steam Deck's better! Steam Deck's better! This is my OLED! Why I don't have Steam OS? Why don't you put Bazzite on your Ally? I said it once, I will say it again. Steam Big Picture Mode is Steam OS. There is nothing unique going on in Steam OS that you cannot obtain in Big Picture Mode. If Steam OS is so unique, you should be able to identify it simply looking at the screen, correct? Let's play a little game. Out of these two screens that you see in front of you right now, which one of them is a Steam Deck? Don't worry, I'll give you time. I'll wait. If you said either one of these are a Steam Deck, you'd be wrong. Joke's on you, Goofy. They're both allies. It's almost like you can't tell the difference between the two because there's no difference. I actually do got a sponsor this time, and it's not ASUS. It's the people over there at Breed Gaming. This is their ergonomic grips. If you're running around here with a boneless Ally, consider these grips. Not only does it make it aesthetically more pleasing, but these grips really come in handy when you're having long play sessions, especially with the OG Ally. Seeing that the corners of the OG Ally, they're kind of pointy. This can eliminate that stabby feeling that you get after, longer play sessions. This provides a little bit more support and it looks pretty cool. I left a link in the description if you want one for yourself. There are some Ally owners that are installing Bazzite on their Allies, and it's doing nothing but crippling their Ally. For those people who don't know what Bazzite is this third-party software that basically gives your Ally Steam OS, which in all honesty is pointless. Putting Bazzite on your Ally is nothing but like a technical flex. This is one of them situations of, can you do it? Yes. Should you do it? Probably not. It's unnecessary. Here are some benchmarks I liberated from Retro Game Core. Just pay attention to the Ally X Bazzite in Windows for a moment. On some games, they kind of perform pretty much the same. But on those lower wattages where you really want to be at, it's actually sacrificing frames. It may not seem like a lot, but the whole process of setting up Bazzite itself is a lot just for something that you could obtain in Big Picture Mode. He has Steam Deck OLED benchmarks here too. You see the section that says AC power and 17 watt. The Steam Deck OLED cannot get to 17 watt, by the way. It's only able to get 15. And when you plug it in, it doesn't change. There's no performance increase. Just like the Nintendo Switch. You do not benefit when you dock these things. You do not benefit when you plug it directly to an outlet. What you have is what you have. If you are barely getting 60 FPS when it's in handheld mode, you're not magically gonna get more than 60 FPS when you plug it in. The only devices that benefit from that is devices that can go to higher wattages. You're hard locked at 15 with the Steam Deck. Did y'all forget that we got these things to play games? These dudes out here treating Steam OS as if Steam OS is a game itself. Like scrolling through the menus is the most entertaining thing that they do. One of the dumbest arguments I hear is that it'll be like some dudes, they'll own a big ass rig or something that can get 300 plus frames. They'll be like, I experience all this when I play on a computer, but when I get on my Steam Deck, I am perfectly okay with never really hitting 60 FPS. Y'all do realize the Steam Deck in most situations can't even hit 60 FPS, right? The bare minimum that even traditional consoles can do. There's actual YouTube videos that are questioning whether the Steam Deck can get 60 frames on them. Spoiler alert, they can't. Wait. I lied. The Steam Deck definitely can get over 60 FPS with frame generation. Who the fuck actually out here playing with frame generation? Frame generation is just as bad as streaming your games. Frame generation is this new technology they got going on where they take AI and it basically creates false frames. So it gives off the illusion that you're playing with high FPS. Bro, what happened to developers optimizing their games? This just feels lazy. FPS isn't something that I can show you guys in a YouTube video. High FPS is something that you can feel. Like it feels better and you can perceive it, but anything after like 120, I don't think your naked eye can actually perceive that, but you can 1000% feel it. And frame generation feels like ass. It's not one-to-one. It's like when you do an input, it happens later. I was trying Marvel Rivals out for the first time on the Steam Deck, and it was showing me that it was getting like anywhere between 70 to like 90 frames. It was very high. And now that I'm looking back at it, like my character isn't even loaded in. I was like, wow, is the Steam Deck actually performing better on Marvel Rivals? Until I went to the settings and I saw frame generation. So I turned that shit off, and guess what? It's in the 30s and 40s range. This is not good if you're like me and you have friends, so you play a bunch of multiplayer games, and somehow some dude makes it to your backline and just start beating your ass because he has a frame advantage over you. When you play on a Steam Deck, you're going to be fighting against PC players on most games. They already have better hardware than you, and consoles do too. So you about to get fucked both ways. You can't fight PC players, and you can't play in these crossplay lobbies. Let's just say you're a seasoned Steam Deck veteran, and you know everything that it is to know about a Steam Deck. What would you say when the topic of Steam Deck versus Ally X, which one is better, comes up? What would you say? Would you say all of this? Holy smokes, the fucking essay. Pause it and read it. For the entertainment of the video, I'm not gonna read all that. However, I did, for the first read, mentally check out after the first sentence. Steam OS is a pick up and play console, while the Ally X is a PC and comes with all the annoyances of PC gaming. This is what annoys me about the Steam Deck. There is a learning curve even with the Steam Deck. I understand Windows might be a little confusing at first, but I helped my nephew get an Ally Z1 Extreme, right? And he's 14. If my 14-year-old nephew can figure out how to use Windows on a handheld, you 30-plus bearded men can definitely do it too. The Steam Deck doesn't eliminate PC problems. You will find yourself doing the same exact things that you would be doing on the Ally when you start playing games. Because guess what? Your Steam Deck is really underpowered. When you start a game on the Steam Deck for the first time, it automatically goes to the lowest settings possible, and it can still barely even play the games correctly. Keep in mind, since this is Linux based, there's actually not that many background tasks going on, if any at all, outside of just playing the game itself. Yet with the Ally, it's on Windows, right? So it has all these background tasks going on simultaneously as you're playing games, and it's still outperforming the Steam Deck. And guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna take yourself to the settings of whatever game you're playing, and you're just gonna be attacking every slider that you can find just to see if you can have a decent experience on your Steam Deck. It's almost as if this is some PC mumbo jumbo. The Steam Deck is a PC cosplaying as a console. That's pretty much it. All right, so what happened to my Ally? Me and my lady wanted to play the Black Ops 6 campaign together. So instead of playing it behind a computer screen, we opted to take it into our bedroom and play it on the big screen. So as usual, I took my Ally and I placed it on the dock and plugged it in. Instead of hearing the connect sound, I heard the disconnect sound. So I tried unplugging it and plugging it again, and then it no longer made a sound. So I was like, okay, holy hell, what's going on? I then took it off the dock to plug directly into my charger. I found out that it's not charging at all. And that's happening with both USB-C ports. And I was like, okay, damn, let me see if there's something going on software-wise. So I tried everything in my power to see if I could reset something. And in that process, my Ally died, essentially turning my Ally into a brick. I was like, this is fine. I have a warranty. I just bought this thing 6-7 months ago. So I went to the ASUS website only for them to redirect me to Best Buy, because I bought my Ally at Best Buy. I went to the Best Buy website, scheduled an appointment, and that same day I had to drop my Ally off to my nearest Best Buy. The problem is, the nearest Best Buy for me is an hour and a half away. So I had to get in my car, drive an hour and a half away, drop it off at the store, and drive another hour and a half back. That's a total of 3 hours alone just driving. Now, Best Buy has this system going on where they'll give you tracking information when it leaves their facility and it goes to some other facility. Mine apparently was headed to Kentucky, and there was zero communication after that. I had to actually reach out to them to figure out what's going on. I was able to use Best Buy customer service to ask what's going on, and they told me that they were waiting for a part to arrive because apparently my motherboard died. This is when I realized that ASUS themselves are not fixing my Ally. Best Buy is. My Ally is currently in a Best Buy repair facility. I guess this is what ASUS is doing to kind of mitigate returns, or was this what they always was doing? I don't know. This process took about like a week and a half or so, and I went up there and grabbed my Ally. Keep in mind, I had to do the 3-hour trip again to just go pick it up. When I got back home, they reset the device, so I had to do the whole Windows setup process again, only to find out that one of my controllers has stick drift. It turned out it was worse than that. Even though my right trigger wasn't pushed down, it was putting an input as if it was. I had to take it up to Best Buy again. Attempt number 2 at Best Buy. Let's see if it pays off this time. At least I get a better parking space this time. I get one up close. Cool. It was 3 weeks until I got an update this time. Throughout those weeks, I was pretty much in the dark the entire time until I actually reached out to them again, and they kept telling me that they had parts on order. Eventually taking too long. This device has been in y'all possession for over a month now, and I still haven't received it back. I don't know if they acknowledged that, but they did recommend it that this device be replaced. So this time when I took a trip up to Best Buy, I was actually able to get a new one, and that's the one that we have right now. I'm happy that I got a new Ally out of it in the end, but this whole process was a bit annoying, and I wish the communication was a lot better. I guess I can't really fault ASUS for this because Best Buy was the one fixing on my Ally. So if you have an Ally that you bought from Best Buy, you may go through a similar experience. If they can't repair your Ally, eventually they'll just junk it out and give you a new one if you're still within warranty. That's cool to think of, but it'll take a long time. But this whole process was a bit annoying, and I wish the communication was a lot better. This ain't even me trying to be funny or anything. Throughout this entire month, I felt a void without my Ally being there. So I was a little sad because I usually take my Ally everywhere with me now. You'd think that I'd take my Steam Deck. I didn't. I ended up taking my Ally Z1 Extreme everywhere with me. This process just made me appreciate this device more. I'm probably going to end up doing a standalone video of this because going back to it is not as bad as I remember it being. I think I was just more upset about the battery life, but the device itself is still pretty good. I'm probably going to end up doing a Steam Deck standalone video as well. You know what's funny? I feel like if I glaze this Steam Deck, it'll actually do really well. So I'm going to test that. I'm going to see if the next video, I'm just going to say nice things about the Steam Deck and see how that does. And we're just going to have proof in the pudding that all you got to do is just glaze the Steam Deck and you'll get easy views.